I think small businesses are so important to small communities, and I think during COVID we found that small businesses kind of became the hub of the community, and I think without those there isn't a community. You know, we know people who are local, we know their children, we know, that they went to a wedding and how was it, and was your outfit okay, or was this okay, and it's that kind of friendship and community, helping each other, that I think is really important, and you only get that from small businesses, because large corporations, they don't have that same kind of warmth and investment in the community. The best way for people that live in and around Hitchin to show their support for the town is to try and shop as local as possible and use the things that are in the town, because when things close down, people are always really sad, but there's obviously a reason for that. There's a reason that they weren't used enough, and I do think Hitchin is amazing for that, and I just always say to people, just stop and think before you click online or click on Amazon, just to think, actually, if I went into Hitchin, could I do that, or could I message a business in Hitchin? Because quite often a small business will be like, we'll deliver it to you, don't worry, I can get it to you by the end of the day or tomorrow, or so I just think using the town and using everything in it is the best thing that you can do for all of us, because we care about the community and all the local businesses as much as you do.
I think it's a town with a history, and when you look around, and particularly if you sort of look up, you can see all the different communities that have lived here over the hundreds of years. You've got Tudor Hitchin, you've got Victorian Hitchin, and of course you've got Hitchin today. And it's a really thriving community, and you've got such a wonderful ethnic mix. You've got so many different cultures who live in Hitchin and make it such a wonderful, thriving place that it is today. It's a wonderful town to be in, and it's a wonderful place to live in.
Hitchin is a very unique and special town, for sure. I think one of the things that makes it quite unique is the amount of history that is here. So here at Gatwoods, we've stood here in the market square for 263 years this year. And there are many other businesses that have also have a lot of history. Halsey's, the deli, for example. So I think that's one really great thing about Hitchin. The other thing that I think makes it unique is just the sheer number of independent businesses here. There are many, many independent businesses, and I think that is what makes Hitchin this lovely eclectic mix of all sorts of different types of independent businesses. Another thing is the Hitchin bid, the Business Improvement District. Hitchin has a thriving bid, and that allows, all the businesses pay a levy on their business rate, which goes into the bid. And then the bid then represents those businesses and puts on lots of events for the town that will help support those independent businesses. And I think that really helps bring the community of Hitchin together, which makes it a special town. And there's always something going on just right out in front of the shop at the market square. And it's a thriving, bustling town, which I think, that's what makes it special.
The thing that makes this town, Hitchin, unique and special is, well, there are a couple of things actually. Firstly, the amount of independent shops that we have in the town. And I think over the last 4 years, people are sick and tired of shopping online. They want a bit of service, they expect a bit of service. And I think that's one of the reasons why they come into Hitchin. It's a beautiful town, it's a great town. You've got a stunning church in the centre, which I think draws people in. Big car parks, which also helps. So I think all in all, it's a great town to be in, and I think that's what makes it special. But primarily, it is the independent shops that draw people into the town.
Hitchin has always thrived on small independent businesses, and I actually think, if anything, it should grow it. The more, the merrier. Big corporates, I don't think it's actually for Hitchin. Little independent ones, more the merrier. And that's what makes Hitchin so special. So let's keep growing it, and hopefully more coming into Hitchin. Support them, 100%. Hitchin, I think, is definitely unique and special because it's got character, it's got fantastic history. Tourists actually come to Hitchin from London. It's cobblestones, it's buildings, and hopefully we'll keep that and remove some of its existing modern buildings.
Hitchin's a fantastic place to live and work in. There's an array of small businesses, fantastic schools, and it's been a pleasure to be part of this community.
Well, we moved here in 2008 and there was quite a few shops, but since every shop has closed down recently, it's become a coffee bar, nail bar, barbers, hairdressers. There doesn't seem to be much variety for clothes and like shoe shopping and things like that for kids and adults. M&Co has just closed up the road. We haven't got many, we've only got Next. All the clothes seem to be shutting down.
The town has been able to and is able to overcome adversity and to thrive purely because of the type of town it is. It consists of beautiful old buildings, a lovely area which is one of the best ancient areas in towns in this part of the country. We've got a lovely river. We have got, and this I think is the most important, we have got a lot of small independent towns, small independent shops in the town. And the town, because it is an old town, it hasn't got any space for the very big businesses, and that way it is remaining mainly independent and very different. So it is lovely for people to come and spend a day or more in Hitchin.
Small businesses are incredibly important to Hitchin's economy because they bring people to the town. Small businesses like ours are just a really great attraction for visitors.
Oh, what makes Hitchin unique and special? I mean, I'm going to say the entertainment. I'm going to say the sort of the leisure and the culture, I'd say, in Hitchin is one of the things that makes us definitely unique, definitely stand out in the local area, because we've got so much going on in Hitchin in terms of entertainment and hospitality. You've got loads of restaurants, pretty much every type of cuisine you could want, and then you've also got sort of lively nightlife. You've got theatres in Hitchin. You've got a couple of theatres that are producing events every week, and you've got the live music in the local bars and pubs and the restaurants, and you've got a really sort of well-established live music venue as well. So there's so much in Hitchin to bring you into Hitchin, as well as obviously the independent shops and everything else. So I'd say, yeah, the independent shops obviously make us unique, but as well as that, you've got all the evening entertainment and everything that goes on in town. The best ways for people to show their support of Hitchin town, I think really are just to use it, to support all the local businesses that you've got in town, all the independent shops, and make use of what's there at night time as well. You've got restaurants and entertainment venues and so much going on. I'd just encourage people to use it and stay local and support local business, really.
Personally, I think people need to use the local shops rather than the big stores. I think we either use the little independent stores we've got or we lose them, and so many shops are shutting down. So yeah, that's a really big thing. I think Hitchin's an amazing town. It is what it is because of the little independent companies that are out there. So yeah.
I think that the most unique features of Hitchin, the town, is probably the kind of Victorian feel, the listed buildings and the cobbly streets. I think that brings a very sort of uniqueness to the town, and I think it kind of brings a very good sort of vibe and feel-good factor, especially in the summer. It has a big effect. Myself, not initially from Hertfordshire, it's quite nice to kind of now live in this kind of environment, and I think I think that passes on to the people as well. Everyone seems happier and smilier. But yeah, a lot of the buildings in Cobley Streets are probably the most unique features, and they date back to the 1800s, especially here on Bridge Street where we are. You've got the actual the bridge itself that crosses over the river, and a lot of the oldest buildings in Hitchin. Make it stand out for those reasons, and I think you get a lot of people who whether they're tourists or maybe they're locals or not, but you know, taking pictures and being sort of, you know, drawn to these buildings and the style of the town.